Welcome to the Reddit library. Today, we'll be looking at r/AskReddit, where user Expiring Frog asked, what mind-blowing but simple facts would satisfy a 4-year-old daughter's daily request for one fact before bedtime? Dogs can tell when you're coming home by how much of your scent is left in the house if you have a daily routine. Dogs have a sense of time beyond its relation to smells lingering. As anecdotal evidence, I feed my dogs at 8 in the evening every day. If I forget, right around 8:15, they will get up and start badgering me until they get fed. Also, I get up at 9 a.m. for work every day. I let them out at that time. On the weekends, when I really want to be sleeping in, 9 a.m. without fail, they are up and grabbing chew toys and squeaking them in my ear until I get up. Persistent bastards. Most people have more than the average number of arms. At first I was like, oh, a troll moment. But then I realized some people have less than 2 arms, making the average less than 2. Nice one. A day on Venus takes longer to complete than a year on Venus. How? It simply takes longer for Venus to do one complete rotation around its own axis than it does for the planet to rotate around the sun. Edit. From my memory, I believe it's only like 10 to 15 days difference, but still, an interesting fact. Another fun fact is aluminum used to be such a precious metal and so expensive that the top point of the Washington Monument is made of pure aluminum. At the time of construction, that aluminum would be about like capping it with platinum today. Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks. They are also surprisingly vicious. The reason that they're so playful is because they're such efficient killing machines that they have extra time to spend on things besides hunting, but that's a much less 4-year-old friendly fact. I think I read that they have to eat like 25% of their weight daily. You'd have to be a killing machine to achieve that. Otters are neat. The name for the Arctic comes from the ancient Greek word for bear, Arctos, named after one of the constellations Ursa Major, Big Bear, or Ursa Minor, Little Bear. But there are bears living there too, so basically, the Arctic is called bear and the Antarctic is called not bear. Cashews come from a fruit. The fruit is edible but apparently hard to transport long distances, so the only places you're likely to find it are where cashews are grown. They also don't grow inside the fruit, they're on top of it, like a sort of ridiculous hat. Edit. Not on top, underneath, my bad. Either the fruit is the ridiculous hat, or the nut is either a set of testicles or, as somebody below me said, a massive dump. Edit. Wow, gold. Thanks a heap. Cashew juice is quite popular in Brazil, but I can't remember how it tastes. A Siamese cat's fur color is dependent on its body temperature. That's why the colder areas of the body, such as the nose, paws, and tail, are darker than the rest. Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. I guess I'm for it because I'm loving all the fun facts in this thread. No need to fat shame Nelly the bellyfin. Her weight is irrelevant. Some species of burrowing spiders keep tiny frogs in their burrows to keep it free of bugs too small for spiders to get that might try to eat the spider's eggs. This means that tiny frogs are spiders' cats. Yes, I love it when my cat saves my human eggs from being eaten by tiny bugs. Mine are about to hatch soon. From the time Pluto was discovered until the time it was demoted from planethood, it still hadn't made one complete revolution around the sun. 73 years from 1933 to 2006 out of a 248-year orbit. This makes me sad. It hadn't even gotten one birthday. In Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. If you have any, you have to have at least 2. They get lonely. Can confirm, I have 3 poop machines running around. 2 poop machines here. They some nasty little guys, but they're adorable. I use the vacuum more on their cage than on the rest of the house. I really hope you have a HEPA filter vacuum, otherwise I worry you're putting a lot of poop dust into your air. Bees tell their friends about good nearby flowers by dancing, and if you feed them white powder, they will exaggerate the amount of flowers, and sometimes say they've found flowers when they actually haven't, just like humans. Probably not suitable for a 4-year-old, but it's cool to know we're not so different from bees. Maybe they're saying white powder, not flowers. I once told my son that there was a scientist for everything, so we started a tradition where he'd pick something to see if there were people that studied it, and I'd give him some age-appropriate examples of what they do. Edit. Thank you for the silver. Might suggest the study of metals and alloys, and when we use what kind. He's always talking about the different eras of human history, primitive age, modern age, future age, etc. So it'd be a good segue to Iron Age, Bronze Age. Editing again to add, since it's been mentioned in so many replies, apparently the podcast Ologies is like this. May not have the most family-friendly vocabulary, but I don't know, I haven't listened to any of it. My daughter, 5, decided that when she grows up, she wants to rescue sea animals. We had a good discussion yesterday about some of the neat things she could see and do in that type of job. We talked about how there is a lot of trash in the ocean and how it affects the animals. We talked about oil spills and cleaning the sea creatures after. We talked about dolphins getting tangled in fishing nets. We even talked about how we haven't fully explored the oceans yet and there could be new creatures that no one has seen. It was a really cool conversation to have with her. The building in the world with the most toilets is Wembley Stadium. Cows get excited when they solve puzzles. The filling in a Kit Kat is broken up Kit Kats. One time, a guy ate an aeroplane. It took him several years, but he did it. The little jump guinea pigs do when they're happy is called popcorning. When a cat walks towards you with its tail up, that means it likes you and is excited to see you. Elephants have a noise that means, "There are bees here, let's leave immediately." They played golf on the moon one time. I will add more if I can think of them. What topics does she like? But what was used for the filling of the first Kit Kat? The first Kit Kats were filled with Kit Kats from the future. Pineapples are a collection of berries. Bananas are berries too, and they grow on banana plants, not banana trees. I used to work in a fruit and veg shop as a teenager. We had a woman come in once complaining that all the melons had a dirty mark on them. I explained that's because they grow on the ground, just like a potato or a carrot being covered in earth. She didn't believe me. She thought melons hung from trees. When a bee is chosen to be the new queen, they are given a special type of honey that completely changes their body, kind of like how a Pokemon evolves. Super simplified, but it's still pretty cool to think about. Beekeeper here. All eggs get Jelly Royale first, and after a while, I don't know the exact amount of days, the larvae of worker bees get pollen and nectar only. Because of that, their ovaries won't develop properly, which makes them infertile. Only queen bees get Jelly Royale through all stages of their development in the cell, which makes them fertile and significantly bigger. So if the queen bee dies suddenly or gets too old, the worker bees start feeding the larvae with Jelly Royale to raise a new queen. When the first young queen hatches, she stings all the other developing queens while still in their cells. There can only be one. I believe beekeepers sometimes section some off since queens are valuable. Of course, this may not be a child-appropriate fact. Wouldn't want to encourage sibling murder. Chocolate was once used as a currency. By the Aztecs, more accurately, cocoa beans were used. Worms have 5 hearts. The surface of Mars is covered in rust, making the planet appear red. The red food coloring, carmine, that's used a lot in candies is made up of a kind of beetle. There's a train station in Japan that has a cat station master, currently Nitama. Cows have best friends and get stressed when separated. Tomatoes were once thought to be inedible, since they are in the same family as nightshade, which is poisonous. Edited to add because I get a lot of comments about this one. Tomatoes' acidity interacted with lead plates, which equals lead poisoning. Apples float but pears sink. Apples float because there are 25% air. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. Good stuff here. She certainly understands the value of chocolate. Hippopotamus milk is pink. Some fish cough. Don't eat too many carrots or your skin will turn orange. That happened to my own daughter. Some frogs will glow when they eat fireflies. Before 1913, parents could mail their kids to grandmas through the postal service. By the same token, don't drink too much water or you can effectively dilute your internal chemistry to the point you will get sick. When drinking extreme amounts of water, add small amounts of salt and sugar so you don't kill yourself. 1. Animals that lay eggs don't have belly buttons. 2. Slugs have 4 noses. 3. Camels have 3 eyelids. 4. Flamingos turn pink from eating shrimp. 5. Kangaroos cannot walk backward. 6. A hummingbird weighs less than a penny. 7. Broccoli is classified as both a vegetable and a flower. 8. The Hawaiian alphabet only has 12 letters. 9. Fish cough. 10. Snails breathe through their foot. 11. If you keep a goldfish in a dark room, it will turn white. 12. Bullfrogs never sleep. 13. Elephants can't jump. 14. Pigs can get a sunburn. 15. Fish can drown. 16. The average American eats approximately 35,000 cookies in his or her life. 17. Only male turkeys gobble. 18. Penguins are the only birds that can both swim and not fly. 19. Male kangaroos are called boomers and females are called flyers. 20. Koalas sleep 22 hours a day. 21. Kangaroos can't smell. The pyramids were ancient when Cleopatra was around. There were woolly mammoths on the planet when the pyramids were being built. We are now farther away from the first man going to space than the first man in space was to the first airplane. J.K. Rowling is richer than the Queen. Queen of England's personal net worth is about 520 million. J.K. Rowling's personal net worth is around $1 billion. The entirety of all the planets in the solar system can fit in between the Earth and the Moon. Sea otters hold hands when they sleep and have a favorite rock to hold on in a secret pouch. A blue whale's heart is as big as a Volkswagen Beetle. Some penguins propose to mates by bringing them rocks for a nest. Leave out the part about penguin prostitution though, okay? Rainbows are circles. The frequency of a cat's purr has been shown to improve bone density and strength. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the galaxy. Some galaxies technically are more than 5 times thick as they are wide due to black holes throwing stuff out of the center. One of the Aztecs or Incans' favorite drinks was basically hot cocoa with hot peppers. Oxford University in England is older than the Aztec Empire. Fire burns spherically in space, i.e. on the space station. That's all I got off the top of my head. Do you have any interesting facts you want to share? Let us know in the comments below for a chance to be featured in an upcoming video. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more from the library. See you soon!